New from Arrow Video is Schock. Directed by Bava, this 1977 movie was also used as a way to kind of incorporate Lamberto Bava into the family business, to give him a chance to help direct some scenes from a story that he wrote. This was otherwise known as Beyond the Door 2 as well, and is a remarkably simple yet really effective movie, one that I've watched twice so far on the Arrow player, and one that I will definitely be picking up at some point because I really enjoyed this one a lot. Porci! 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 The basic story here is we have Daria Nicoledi as Dora, a woman who seems to have a troubled past, one where it's alluded that she was in a psychiatric hospital and her previous husband has gone missing. Now she is married to Bruno, played by John Steiner, and they have a little son played by David Collin Jr. who is named Marco. And the three of these people are moving back into the old family home. It's been a while since they've been there, and immediately as soon as they move in, there is some past trauma and some weirdness brought to the forefront. We have Marco, who seems to be talking to an invisible force. We seem to have things moving about the house. We seem to have a traumatic return to this homestead for Dora, who seems to be having another mental breakdown. And we have Bruno, who seems to be someone that's there and not there a lot of the time throughout the story. He's a pilot and is often away, and that kind of isolation that Dora has of just being her and Marco within the house leads to all kind of weird shenanigans. Mom. Ti devo uccidere. It is a creepy kid story as we start to see Marco change in this place. There is some kind of presence within the building that's starting to really affect him, whether it be possessing him, something that's up to the viewer to really decide that, I guess. But we have the idea that it's his dead father that's starting to take over Marco's body, who's starting to treat his mother as someone to be punished for something that's happened previously that we don't know about. And it's a really effective kind of movie in the way it tells its story. It's one of those ones that I watched twice and appreciated even more the second time around, once I knew everything and how it was laid out and how the scenes really do build up the tension and the suspense, moving it forward and creating a wonderfully constructed story. How small moments within the first watch made so much more sense the second time around.
Non essere così nervosa. Non c'è motivo, sono passati 7 anni ormai.
Sì, lo so, ma per un attimo ho avuto la sensazione di vedermelo davanti.
Dora, abbiamo fatto un patto.
And it became a movie that I really appreciated. You know, it's one of those ones it's not really, let's say, loses its rewatchability because of the twist, but actually enhances the second watch a lot. I think Daria Nicoledi is absolutely wonderful, as per usual, as Dora, this woman who is severely fractured, who is having another breakdown, who is suffering through previously lost trauma throughout this film. I think John Steiner does great work as well, because he's someone who's in and out the story a lot, and you feel a lot of his machinations are not fully explored, and you're never quite sure whether he's helping or hindering this woman. And of course you get the little kid, Marco, who I think gives an absolutely wonderful performance as a possessed child who still manages to regain some of that childlike quality. And some of the scenes are a little bit hammy and funny, but it adds to the whole atmosphere that's being built up. And there is an atmosphere that's being built up, and it is incredible to sit and watch through. I deeply enjoyed this one. My enjoyment was just added upon with the addition of Ivan Razumov, one of my favourite kind of Italian actors, or an actor who was in a lot of Italian movies, who pops up as well at one scene or two scenes as the ex-psychiatrist for Dora. What I really like most about this is some of the way the story is constructed, the way it's put together in film, and the way it builds up and layers its story in such a fashion that you don't even realise what it's doing a lot of the time. How it's layering in small aspects, visual clues, aspects of previous history that's dropping all these breadcrumbs, which I'm really trying hard not to spoil for you just now, but I think it's really well put together. It's got a wonderful score as well. It's kind of haunting and ethereal, much like the presence within the movie. It has some really silly moments as well, which I think are all the more impressive because it pulls them off. There is a couple of scenes where Dora is haunted, chased by an armoire, a big wardrobe, and it should be ludicrous and silly and just ridiculous, but there is a sense of foreboding, there is a sense of dread and panic within the character that really makes it feel realistic, and the reason behind it, once you've seen the end of the movie, adds a really new whole level to it and takes it from being just silly to something that's understandable. I was really impressed with Schock. I liked it on initial watch. I thought it was really good on a second watch, and I feel the more I watch it, the more I'm really going to appreciate this one as something rather special. I think the Bava, Lamberto and Mario have worked together here really well, because from what I can gather, Lamberto directed about 25% of the movie, giving him a kind of nudge into the family business, and they've created something that's really fun. By far and away the best of the Beyond the Door movies, and the one that's, I'd say, the most carefully constructed. Definitely worth picking up. Definitely a disc that I may just go and buy right now because I want it in my collection. I think it's amazing, and it's something that I really want to check out. Thank you, Arrow Player. This time around, it's gave me a movie that I know I want to go and buy. Try before you buy. I love this. I'd love to know your thoughts on Schock. If you've seen it before, what you think of it. Is it one you've revisited a couple of times to really get the full effect of? I'd be interested to know. As always, there's more content up here. You can see more of my stuff if you're interested in it. If you have a second to spare, click that like button. It does me the world of good. And if you really want to help me this year, you can join the membership in the Patreon for as little as 99p a month. 25p a week, which is nothing, but it helps me so much. Thanks for watching. I'll see you next time.